Greetings everyone, welcome to Chess Advance. This game was played in Clutch Chess 2025 and this is day 2. Day 1 ended not that great for Vishy sir. He was not able to equalize the score and now the score is 2.5, 1.5 in favor of Garry Kasparov, and now he's facing him with the white pieces in the rapid time format. So let's see how that goes. Without further ado, let's start with this game. Garry starts with e4, we have e6, d4 and d5. We have e captures and just c3. Now just comes c6, bishop to d2, bishop to d7 and rook to e1. Now just going for rook to e8 and we see a trade, rook captures, bishop captures and just g3 in the now going for g6 because you have to develop the queen, and now bishop to c2, bishop to d6, a queenside castle by both the players. And here this position, you could go for a move like knight to f3, your position would be absolutely fine. Bishop to d7, you play h4, h5, f5, and now just going for rook to e1, and after rook to e8 you basically trade everything, and after going for knight to e3, knight to f6, most likely, I mean, black should be better here. The central square for the knight is absolutely amazing, and although you can get this as well, but the thing is that I could just eliminate it, and although you can eliminate that as well, but my structure is better, looks good with the engine that, you know, white is better, but the thing is that I would definitely take black any day. But after this castles, here just rook to e1 was played, not going for anything. Bishop d7, knight to f3 and just f6 was played. You could also choose to go for this move, knight to f6 in this position, just develop the piece, but after knight to e5 you have to understand you're gonna have to sacrifice and part ways with the bishop pair. Bishop captures, d captures, and here just knight to g8, and after this, I mean, f4, your structure is just absolutely spectacular and there is no reason to worry about it. Where are you even moving the queen? How are you developing the pieces? One way, maybe you could go knight to e7 and just trying to go for the knight to f5, but still the queen is out of the game. And looking at the black queen and the white queen, you can understand that this is just much stronger, and that's the problem. So here after knight to f3 we have f6, not going for any of that. Knight to e3 we have bishop to e6, queen to f1 and queen to g7, knight to g2 and just knight to h6, and here bishop to f4 was played, just challenging that bishop. Although you could trade, but you wouldn't want to allow the knight to jump in that easily. So here just knight to f7 was played, bishop captures, knight to f4, and here just bishop to g4 attacking the knight, knight to d2. And now what do you do in this position? I mean, you could go for a move like queen to d7, just makes a little bit sense because here after f3 you have bishop to f5 asking for a bishop trade, and normally I don't think so you would allow my queen to develop that easily. So knight to d3, let's just say b6 because you don't want to allow knight to f5 in this position, and after queen to f2 you play rook to e8, and once you trade that as well, g4 pushing the bishop back, bishop captures on d3, bishop captures. Most likely this position should end in a draw with perfect play, but the thing is that this is only move 18 and move 19, and in this position of knight to d2, queen to f7 was played, not going for anything crazy right away. So here just knight to d3, rook to e8 asking for a rook trade, but just knight to c5, not going for any trades. And now you cannot play this because, you know, then the knight jumps in and most likely you won't want that annoying knight in your position. So here just knight to d7 was played, knight to b3, bishop to f5 and just knight captures, queen captures, knight to c5, and finally going for queen to f7. And here just bishop to d1 was played. We have rook captures, queen captures, and just g5 in this position, trying to try something, but just g4, bishop to d6, and f4 was played. And you could go for a move like bishop to e4 in this position, makes sense. You want to get the bishop out of the cage, and after queen to e3 you play queen to e7, f captures, and for knight captures on e4 you play d captures, and you trade everything. Queen to f2, the queen is occupying the entire file, and you could ask for a trade in this position. Absolutely, it's fine. There is no issues in this thing, but after f4 in this position, Vishy shows that how much of a beast he really is. Even in this age, he plays b6 and he's like, we want to play f5, we'll just go ahead, and f5 was played, but now this comes bishop captures, g captures, b captures, now trading everything, d captures, and you don't want to capture this. If you capture this, then your position entirely falls apart because the bishop is jumping in. Even if you try to defend, or even if you try to defend it via this way, queen is coming in and there is nothing you can do. I mean, this is just coming in, that would be really bad. But after d captures, you could go for this knight to c4. That makes a little bit sense because after b4 now you play knight to e5, bishop to e2, and your position would be absolutely fine. But in this position after d captures and knight to e4 was played, and here c4 was tried, but with c4 the trouble is that Vishy sir is better. But the thing is that a really bad thing occurred here, because here in this position Vishy sir had 1 minute and 11 seconds on the clock and he was not paying attention towards his clock. He was calculating how he was winning, and within that calculation he got so immersed in that he forgot about the clock and his time ran out, and that was very much an unfortunate thing because he was completely winning in this position. And how you want to win is you can play queen to c7 and your position would be absolutely fine. Next, you know, you're just jumping in from everywhere and there is not much you can do in this position, and that's just a really a tragic thing to have for that to have happened. I mean, really. because it's really difficult to get this chance against Garry. I mean, this endgame was completely winning. That too, it's a queen and a knight endgame where the queen is jumping in next. Not much you can do about it. It's highly unlikely that he would get that chance again. I mean, he can do that, but the thing is that it's just very difficult to, when you're winning and when you know it, when you're calculating and your time runs out, there is not a worse feeling than that. But still, hopefully, he bounces back in the next game. Thank you all for watching. I'll be coming back with such amazing games, so stay tuned to the channel, stay updated, and I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon. Thank you very, very much for watching.